to Jaco, Costa Rica. We are coming up to one of the most dangerous plants. So this place is kind of a little oasis. Good morning, everybody. Today I've got a really amazing video. I'm super stoked to share this with you guys. I've been wanting to do this for a while. So I'm over here in my town of Jaco, Costa Rica, and you know, there's just so many beautiful plants around here. I thought that I would give you guys a botanical tour of my town. Let's get to it. So I thought I would start the botanical tour of Jaco over at the Johannes Dankers Park, which is sort of in the center of town. Yeah, it's got some amazing plants and trees in there, very well manicured. So the first plant that I actually want to show you guys is this amazing traveler's palm over here. This is a really beautiful giant specimen. Made it to the Johannes Dankers Park. Sort of at the back entrance to the park, there are these wonderful cacao trees. The newer leaves come out in this beautiful kind of rusty red color. The leaves have this leathery feel to them. So the Theobroma Cacao is an evergreen. It's part of the Malvaceae family. It is native to the Amazon and grows in rainforest climates. So this tree here is currently not producing any fruit, but I'm going to find some footage I can insert here to show you what the cacao pod actually looks like. So these trees generally take about 4 years in order to mature enough to produce fruit. So while reading a little bit more about the cacao tree, I discovered that these trees are actually really prone to disease and pests. So they're typically grown on very small farms, and that's to basically prevent infesting the rest of the crops. So you can see over here there are some tiny little flowers that are coming out of this branch here. So the flowers are odorless and they tend to grow in clusters like this one over here. And if you look further back here, we can actually see those tiny clusters of flowers. And an interesting thing also that I noticed about this tree when I have seen it producing cacao pods is that it actually grows directly from the tree trunk. So this is called cauliflory. This is basically when fruit develop right on the trunk itself. So you could see this will also probably be a fruit. Just a few months ago, this was full of cacao fruit and they were looking really ripe. This is a really interesting plant to come and check out if you're coming to the park here in Jaco. So some other things you're going to see here in the park in Jaco are these. And right now, many of them are flowering. This one is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, these are amazing. They're just hanging everywhere over here. I don't know if you guys can see all this. There's one. There's a bunch more right over here. Wow, look at that. Another one of my favorite trees that you'll find here in the Johannes Dankers Park is the Ylang Ylang tree, or the Cananga odorata. And this is a tree that is prized for its amazing fragrance. You guys have probably heard of the perfume Chanel No. 5, and they use the Ylang Ylang oil in that perfume. So it produces this wonderful, fragrant, yellow drooping flower. It's a bit greenish colored when it's young. The leaves are smooth and glossy, oval shaped, with a pointed tip and a slight wavy margin, as you can see right here. So there you go, the Ylang Ylang tree. Oh yeah, and back here they have these gorgeous agave plants. It's a great place to just come and sit, read a book, maybe do a little birding while you're here. We're going to cross the street now because there's another tree that I would like to show you guys. It's very beautiful. And fake plants at the smoke shop. And this place here is really cool. They have all this pothos hanging from the ceiling. We are at the corner where Sabrosita is, and we're gonna turn down this road here and head on over to the beach. So right away we've got these giant elephant ears here just going on the side of the road. It's one of my favorite restaurants in Jacó, over here on the right. This is Jira. So you can see outside of their restaurant they have this papaya tree, and there's some papaya up there. Probably be ready soon. And then down here they have these beautiful musa plants. So these are actually related to poinsettias. Absolutely gorgeous, and they have them over here also in pink. And I actually really love their garden. It's burst of color. Check out their gorgeous hibiscus plant. That is amazing. Yes, if you guys like Thai food, I really recommend you come and check this place out. Their restaurant is on the 2nd floor, and it's amongst the trees. We are coming up onto Playa Jacó. It's a beautiful day out. A lot of families here, they're on vacation from school. Okay, so the plan is to walk towards the north end of the beach. There are some very interesting plants that I want to show you guys down at that end. And then we might possibly stop for breakfast at Soda La China, which is also on the north end. Just a little typical soda, really good breakfast. Just show you guys that section of town. This is definitely going to be a two-parter because there are just too many plants to show you guys in one video. So we're gonna start today with the north end, and then maybe on the next one we're gonna head down towards the south end of town. As I said earlier, it's a really amazing day here in Jacó, Costa Rica. You can see the beach here is lined with coconut trees. And here's an interesting fact that coconut trees actually did not exist here in Jacó prior to, like, I think the late 1800s or early 1900s. So kind of an interesting thing. There are so many of them that you just kind of assume that they're native to here or something, but yeah, no coconut trees in the past. Another interesting tree that you will find all along the beach here in Jacó is the Indian almond tree. Some people call it almendra here. Its scientific name is Terminalia catapor. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyways, this tree is an amazing tree, and I'll tell you why. So there have been a few groups that have been really involved in planting these trees here on the beach. These trees are really great in coastal regions, can tolerate quite acidic soil, so they're perfect for the beach. But why they're so important is that they actually provide a large part of the diet for the scarlet macaws. Scarlet macaws love to eat the fruit and the seeds that this tree produces. This is just a small one here. I'm gonna guess it's probably a few years old. And you can see over here next to me, there are some younger trees. These have been here maybe a year and a half or so. And because they've planted so many of these trees on the beach, it's actually helped to increase the population of scarlet macaws here in the Jacó area. So I remember, you know, when I first moved here like 17 years ago, you would see macaws here and there, but you never saw them in such large numbers as you see them today. They were actually on the endangered list for quite some time, and now I would say that their populations, especially here in Jacó, are truly thriving, and you just see them all day long everywhere flying over the town. It produces these tiny little clusters of flowers over here. These ones are white, but on different varieties they can be pink or yellow colored. The older leaves begin to turn this red color, and this tree often sheds its leaves and then will regrow a bunch of new leaves. Just to let you guys in a little bit on what's been going on, I've taken a few weeks off, as you probably noticed. Essentially, I had planned to have various guests on my channel and make some videos, and basically every single one of those plans has fallen through. Yeah, and I haven't been out as much, just my older dog's been having some health issues again, so I've been staying home and caring for him. But anyways, I thought that I could do something close to home here in Jacó. And again, I don't know why I've never shown you guys just how beautiful this town is as far as the botanical side of it. And I just think it's a beautiful town. We've got this amazing beach over here and really friendly, amazing people as well. I really enjoy the vibe of Jacó in the day. I don't know about at night, but in the daytime, it's a pretty chill place. And it's that kind of a place where people still say hi to you. So we're coming on to the empty lot that is across from Claritas. So they've got some volleyball nets over here and then a chin-up bar. So you can see they've planted several more of these Indian almond trees over here. Here we go, we can see some of the fruit here. So this is what the scarlet macaws love to chow down on. Now the seed is inside of here. Apparently it's pretty small. It's pretty hard to get to, but the macaws have incredibly powerful beaks. So they are able to easily break into that. And like I said, there's an abundance of them here, so it really draws the macaws to the beach. Alright, so we're gonna make a little detour off the beach. Out here there's a few really cool plants I want to show you. One is a variegated beach hibiscus, and it's absolutely beautiful. And the other one is a breadfruit tree. So let's go check it out. Okay, so over here I have a beach hibiscus, or it's also known as the maho tree. I love it. It has these beautiful heart-shaped leaves with this amazing variegation that really reminds me of the variegation you see on Monstera albos. It's beautiful. So the newer leaves come out a little bit redder color. Sometimes you'll see them where they're this kind of dark burgundy color here. And sorry if it's a little loud, there's a fountain behind me, so I'm making a little bit of noise. But anyways, these apparently don't flower that frequently, but when they do, they produce this beautiful yellow flower, which only lasts a day, and then it slowly turns to like an orange reddish color over the course of the day. So, but it's mostly grown for its beautiful foliage, and you can see why. So over here is the breadfruit tree. This one's really interesting because you can see all of these new shoots that are coming out from the branch, and it does have some fruit. Yeah, and I just absolutely love this tree. I think that the leaves are really gorgeous. I mean, just look at the size of that. So the tide's still a little bit high to cross the river at the end, and there's a couple things I want to show you over there. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit. So we're gonna stop over here at Soda La China, and we're gonna have coffee and just wait for the tide to come down a little bit, and then we're gonna head on over to the north side. This place is kind of a little oasis. You feel like you're hidden in the jungle. As you can see, you're surrounded by plants here. Okay, so I've gotten myself a typical Tico breakfast just to show you guys what that is. This looks delicious. So I've got some scrambled eggs here, gallo pinto, some bread, and some natilla. Kind of like sour cream for you guys back home, and a coffee, and I take mine black. I started talking to the owner, La China, about all the plants in the restaurant, and before you knew it, she pulled out some of her favorite plants and then invited me to go into her garden and have a look at her collection. Okay, she's gonna show us a bit of her garden. Pacho de venado, and then she's got some aglaonemas over here. Amazing. A little rose bush. This is beautiful. ¿Sabe cómo se llama esta? Con la flor? No. Oh. She's showing us some of her favorite plants here. Zamioculca zamifolia over here. Very beautiful. Yeah, these are really nice. Okay, well that was super interesting. She has some really amazing plants, a beautiful little collection there of just all sorts of things. Okay, so we're over here on the north end of Jacó, and to the right there is a small bridge, and that leads over to some houses, and there's an older gentleman there named Eliezer, and he actually takes care of what's left of the old cemetery of Jacó. And this is actually a pretty amazing and unique heritage spot. I really wish the municipality would do something to protect it. It's part of the Jacó history. There are a lot of people that are buried back there, and there's some very old tombstones, but unfortunately it's being eroded, so they're losing a lot of these tombstones to the river. That's increasing every year. If you guys want to go and check that out, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty amazing part of the Jacó history. You can go and check it out in the Jacó Live video. I'm going to leave a link down below. Over here we've got the estuary, which is located at the end of town, and there are crocodiles in there, just so you know. It's a great place to come out and do some birding. Another thing that you'll find on the beach are these coconut trees. So if you get thirsty, you run out of water, you can easily pick some coconut from some of these trees. Now, some other YouTubers out there will go and climb the trees to get the coconuts, but you know, as they say, when you get older you get wiser, so you use your head. So we're going for the low-hanging fruit here. So these are within reach. Okay, so we've arrived to the river, or the estuary, and it seems like it's low enough to cross right now, so we're gonna give it a try. All right, so now we are coming up to what is considered one of the most dangerous plants, trees in fact, on the planet. And it's because every single part of this tree is toxic to humans. Even standing underneath it or breathing the air around it is considered highly toxic. Okay, so behind us we have the Manzanillo tree. The botanical name is Hippomane manzanilla, or beach apple as it's known. And over here in Costa Rica, Manzanillo, or Manzanilla de la Muerte, apple of death. I'm going to try to make this quick because they do say that even standing around this tree is really toxic. So every part of this plant is toxic. The leaves, the fruit, the stems, everything. So make sure that you don't touch it, and you should not be camping out beneath it like those people over there. I'm actually gonna go and tell them. They do have a sign here though that says cuidado, don't touch. So according to the legend, this tree was what killed Juan Ponce de Leons. So apparently the Aboriginal people that lived over in the Caribbean used it on their arrows and killed Juan Ponce de Leons. So yeah, that stuff is pretty lethal, let's just say. So this tree does really well on coastlines and grows around brackish water, and also it reproduces by allowing its seeds to fall into the water and then be transported through the waterways. I know that in certain parts of the world, like in Florida, it's actually an endangered species. Here in Costa Rica, it's not like super common, but it's not too difficult to encounter one. So it produces these small little green fruit, and they say that sailors who used to land on the Caribbean coasts often mistook it for edible fruit and suffered a terrible fate because they ate the fruit. So anyways, if you see one of these, try and stay as far away as you can. Okay, so we're just on a little path that hugs the estuary. There is a sloth that lives in one of these trees. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it. They're very well camouflaged, but if you come out on this end, just keep a close eye out for the sloth that lives along here. So I gotta say, breakfast today was excellent. I don't really get out much. I don't go out for breakfast very much, but I really wanted to show you guys a typical place here in Jacó. It was really great. It was really great to meet La China and to see her garden. Also, I gotta say, the price was exceptional. It was 2,500, so 2,500 colones. That's under $5, and that's really cheap. You know, the prices here in Costa Rica are going up and up, so that's actually a really good place if you want a great typical breakfast that's cheap and friendly service as well. And if you like plants, go and have a talk to Senora La China. I'm sure she'll gladly show you her garden as she did to me. We are going to be heading over to kind of an abandoned lot. There used to be a home out here. So I noticed a while ago that there was a guanabana tree, and I haven't come across too many of those so far, and it did have a fruit the last time I was here. It wasn't a huge fruit, but I'm hoping that the fruit is still there and that I can show you guys what this looks like. I am so hoping that the fruit is still there, although I have a feeling it will not be. No, it's gone. I gotta say, I feel a little bit, my throat's a little bit, I don't know, stuffy from being around that tree. But anyways, here is the guanabana tree right here. Right over here is where there was fruit the last time that I was here, and there was another one right up here as well. So, oh, and a little further up now we can see, obviously those have probably ripened and fallen, or somebody's come and picked them. So unfortunately they're not here anymore, but I will keep coming back. I will try to find you guys a guanabana with a fruit on it at some point. It might be a while. I don't know if they produce fruit year-round or if this is a seasonal thing. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed part 1 of my botanical tour of Jacó. So make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2, because there's many more exciting plants that I want to show you here in Jacó. As always, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who watch my videos, like my videos, subscribe to my channel, share these videos, and especially to all of my supporters out there. So again, if you want to support this channel, you can head on over to my Buy Me a Coffee. I am starting something new. I've been trying to find some way to give back, something that is part of me and that I can easily send out to the people who support me on Buy Me a Coffee, and I've come up with this. I am a maker, as a lot of you know. I used to make furniture. I also do textile art. I love to work with my hands, and I love to be creative. So I've actually come up with these little cards, these botanical themed cards. And the best part about them is it's a pop-up card as well. Look at that. ATVers ruining the clip. As I was showing you, wow, these beautiful little handmade pop-up cards are now available for purchase on my Buy Me a Coffee. So when you purchase one of these, I am going to make you a unique card. So it won't be an exact copy of this one. It might be some other plant. If you have a plant preference, you can always tell me and I can try to include it in the pop-up art. It's going to have a little personalized message addressed to you, and yeah, I will send that out to you in the mail. So if this is something you're interested in, go and check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. And of course, I always appreciate your support. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Pura vida.